Hello, alrighty, I think these are on. Checking, checking. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I hear myself. Alrighty, welcome back to SWOSU Esports. Today, I'm Max Witherman, and I'm going to be your commentator for tonight. We are going to be having SWOSU Gray versus ECU Tiger. Um, I don't really know much about ECU. I don't really remember much if we versed them before in the past or not. And I haven't really done any lookup on this team beforehand. So I'm kind of just going in here fresh. Same with all y'all. We do have the 3 minute delay, so things are going to be a little bit laggy from, the chat to me. But I hope you all are having a really good Friday with fall break coming up soon. It's going to be next week. I'm very excited to go home, but sadly, I will be having games all over the weekend, all over the break, because SWOSU, we had to reschedule all of our blue games for Overwatch for the break, so things are going to be a little bit different. I'm gonna have we're gonna have game on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and I don't know if any of these will be streamed since I will not be here. At least I wouldn't be here to commentate. And these games might just happen in the background as things just so happen to be that way. Um, but yeah, looks like they're getting their bands all situated. Um, Looking like we're going to be having ourselves pretty standard lineup, and it looks like they're going to be picking Oasis for their first map. Looking to be a very interesting pick for their map pool tonight. Oasis is a very interesting map. I would say that because it has many part of like a brawl or rush type of map, like all control maps are, but it also has it also has the high ground on certain parts of. I think it's two of the maps specifically have, like this one on Oasis, the one that's showing in the loading screen, have very specific what you call it height that is very exploitable for certain comps more than others. And we're gonna have to see how is SWOSU going to be able to do that with their comp specifically. And I hope the audio is going through because um, it looks like it's going through. Maybe it's just because I don't have. Um, I mean, I hear it in my headphones, so yeah, okay. So it is good. The audio is good. I tested it earlier for the sound, so to make sure everything's fine. I just didn't test it in the headphones beforehand. I was just kind of going in here and just doing it. Um, Sides of control don't matter really. Things are just all good. It should just be the same on both sides. But yeah, we're gonna have to see how things go. I have to get my mic up to here a little bit. Um, Playing in the nighttime as well. Ah, boy. Today has been a very, very long day for me, and now I'm very excited to be doing something proactive for once because I have been doing nothing all day, even though I really should have been doing some stuff. I just haven't been able to do anything, and I'm very excited to finally just proactively talk about something because I've been bored all day and I'm ready to get some good gameplay. I wonder. They also have a lot of. Dang. I'm surprised by the endorsement levels in this lobby. There's a lot of. There's two level fives. Everyone is level 4 besides Rec. I don't know what he's doing. My boy Rec. What are you cooking? Ah, he's been playing, but I don't know what happened to his endorsement level. I guess he might have messed up and maybe accidentally said something in chat or something. Oh boy. Excuse me, yawning. I also got some tea here. I don't have much water, so I'm hoping this tea gets me through most of these games. I can't remember if it's first 3 I think it's first 2-3, not best of 3. So like best of 5 instead of best of 3. I think that's what it is. I don't know. It's been 2 weeks since we last played a game, so I kind of just forget what it is, and I also just got the short-term memory loss. This is kind of how it goes. Oh, I hear that music now. Where's that music coming from? Or is that just the music you just hear in the background, I guess? Huh. I have my background music turned off, so I don't really notice this stuff. And I know the YouTube stream is working, so I hope things are just going good on that end. I haven't seen SWOSU Esports show up on my phone, though. Maybe I missed the notification. I think I got notifications turned off. Oh, wow. Speak of the devil, I just got the notification that we're online. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Oh, man. Oh, man. Well, it looks like we got people online. That's good. 6 people here tuning in. That's good. But we're still waiting to get into the game as we are kind of just chilling here. I don't know what's going on. Oh, never mind. It looks like, just speak of the devil, we're getting right into it. Again, I was talking about Oasis. This map is very, very interesting. I remember when this map came out and being a very, very interesting map. And now, we're going to be getting into, which map is this called again? Oh my gosh, I can't remember. Man, it's not library, is it? It's not library. It's university. I think this is university. I think so. I think it's university. Gosh, I've completely forgotten which map this name is called, because every single control map, the maps that play at Oasis, you know, are each individually named. And I'm trying to remember which one it is. I just can't remember off the top of my head. But looking like we're going to be going for a Orisa comp here, with Rek going to be going for the TP out of spawn. I have to see how this goes. Gets a big TP out of spawn. And away we go. Going to be putting down the ring as well. And it looks like we're going to be getting straight into it. As you see, false, everyone just take the high ground here. Immediate take of the high ground is really good. But they are going to be running themselves soldier. And false is immediately just going to get melted. Oh my goodness. Well, that is going to have to be an immediate backup. Good sleep from Nor right there in order to just get out of there right now. Rek, everyone just backing up fully after false falls right there. Now, first point is going to be going to ECU. We're going to see how are they going to be doing this. See on the Reaper. Having a lot of really good damage here, but you also got to realize you're kind of outranged by the double hit scan from ECU. So things are going to have to be very brawly here. As we see Rek as well putting on some pressure. But as you see, False just run up to the high ground and immediately take that high ground. Going to gold up, and he is going to be down as he tries to run away as he immediately got hooked. But Nor and Rek able to find up too. And we do see C fighting JQ here. Is he going to be able to back up? He's going to Wraith. But you have to watch out. Now you're running into the middle of 2 hit scan, and you're going to be going down there. And see Rek able to put on some damage here. Oh, gets the Junker Queen really low. False just going to try and walk in on this. Having a gold. Going to miss a spear, sadly, but that's a big right click. Now, and also a big dynamite there from Rek. Rek going to be able to have Bob here before any other ult, and they're going to be able to flip the point. 54%. Oh, and a big spear. Does that get him off the map? Yes, it does. And there we go. Going to be able to get the first pick. We're going to Bob on point. And we're going to see here, False trying to rush in on here into this room. Going to get a spear onto the brig. And there we go. Find another. And find 2 with C on the back line there. Nice. Good walk there from False right there. And an amazing spear onto the soldier on the high ground. But now this is going to be getting into the fourth fight, I'm pretty sure here. And ults are going to be coming up from both sides here now. You've already used Rex Bob here to sustain the point. And now we're going to see how things are going to go here. As you see, False here kind of walking the left side. And C kind of just keeping their own little thing. And it looks like he's going to be going for the ult. Rek able to find one, though. Not a total loss. As we see Rek able to find some pop shots here. Able to find one onto the soldier. Boom, boom, headshot. Going to get knifed. But not really too big of an issue as you kind of outranged their entire comp right here as Ash. So he's kind of just chilling over here in the back. Going to get knifed again. Going to coach gun out. Tries to find a nade. Now you do have Orbital and Nano here. You have a lot of ults, but that also means the same for ECU. There we go. There's the visor. And Nor's going to be going down there. Do they try and contest this? As they did take down one. So will they try and contest this? False is contesting. And there we go. They're going to be putting down the Orbital. Going to try and walk forward a little bit. Maybe find the spear here. Nope. He does not look for the spear, as that will be False and Rek going down. That was 3 ults from ECU, but not too shabby. Only using using only 1 ult mainly there for Orbital to really keep this point alive. 89% to 71. Things are looking pretty good for the ult economy for SWOSU here. But you guys are going to have to take this fight quick unless you want to have things go down. And tries to find the spear, not going to be able to find it though. And you're down there without any cooldowns. Able to spear. Reel back up. C tries to find an ult, but not going to be able to find it. They are going to be able to flip this point maybe. As 93% goes onto the board. Hits a headshot onto the Brig. There's that. And there we go. Both ults going to be coming out from ECU as they're going to be able to flip the point. But now C's kind of just lost right here, as well as they're going to be walking on their back line. And there we go. There's going to be a nano onto False here. This is going to be very big as they're able to find 2 right there. Nor and False able to find the 3, even it up. But you got to go and find out this Lifeweaver right now. As it goes, gets the spear onto the Lifeweaver, forces him off. But this is going to be very tough as False is just looking all over the place, lost like he's on a Thursday afternoon, not knowing where to go. And he's able to pick it back up. As we see, Rek is deciding to go over to the Tracer, going to be going for a Tracer duel onto this last fight. Maybe find one. See, able to find one, and there we go. They're going to be able to get first point. Let's go. Good stuff. And a very good first game, not first game, first round going to SWOSU Gray. During that last part, there was a little bit of target prioritization that was a little messy, but overall, really good stuff. Having really consistent, overall game plan here. Just kind of taking the high ground every single chance you get, and then just constantly putting on pressure with the Orisa spears, and just overall presence is looking pretty good as we're going to get that TP out of spawn and get the ring. Going to see how things go. We're going to immediately see Rek get up on top as Genji's going to try and dash on him. And no dynamite going to be used. They're going to be switching over to the Zarya now and Genji. And wow, Sphinx is going to go down actually early in the fight. It's not looking pretty good. As now it's just going to be Nor now for heals. But you can kind of just keep this high ground here and fall whenever they're about to take point. So are they going to fall? No, they decide to let the point go. Decide to wait for Sphinx to get back here. And Nor is going to be getting all this damage now. But that's no deflect, and Sphinx now going to be wrapping around as we're going to see False going to be rushing down to the point. And there we go, Sphinx able to find it with the right click. And Rek able to find one with the dynamite now. Just going to be up top fighting a Genji. Going to be able to get the coach gun. Going to boop him off. And now they're going to be able to just get the walk. Big stuff from C as well. Able to finish up 2 right there. Good stuff. That was a really good drop from False and a really good right click there from Sphinx, able to clean up that kill for SWOSU. And now again, Rec coming up on 83 to Bob here, way ahead of everyone else. Just going to be able to have Bob so early in these fights is going to be very huge. As we see on low ground here, Rec going to be able to get 90%, 97, and there we go. Bob is now online, as we're going to see maybe an early Bob, but False going to, not False, False going to be able to find one, but Nora going to go down. C is now going to have to use Wraith in order to drop, but we do see False just walking up top, but Rec is going to go down, not going to be able to commit Bob. And that's just going to be the fight right there. They're just going to have to get out. No commitment to Bob is kind of surprising to me. I feel like they could kind of just like, since Rec got it so early, I feel like they can kind of just commit here if they really wanted to. As, you know, whenever you get ults early, you kind of just want to commit them very quickly so you can build up your next ult, right? But, I don't know. We're going to see how Rec is going to do that. Get a nice headshot and a dynamite too. Big damage, but that's damage not really sent well. As you know, you kind of just need to get on this point. And False is going to take the initiative, going to try and force point here. And Rec is going to go down to the Soldier, as C is going to try and fight up top. You're going to be able to get the pick onto the visoring Soldier. That's a really big pick. But we do see that there's still much to go. Going to be teleporting up to the Lifeweaver. Going to force out a bubble. And but that's going to be a blade onto the backline. Nano blade. Going to be able to find 2, 3. Oh, no. And that was also the use of Orbital right there as well, as now it's going to be going to 80%. And we still have this Bob on board. No use of Bob still. You have 10% left, and you're probably not going to be able to really find much of a touch here unless you get this Bob rocking. And he's just going to throw it down. Oh, but it's not touching point. No, it is, though. That is pretty big. As C is going to be able to find one in the back with the Nano. And tries to see if he can get this clean up here. Going to keep walking. Try and find this kill into the Ana if he can. But not going to be able to get it, as the Soldier is going to pressure him off. 50%, but that was 4 ults used from SWOSU now. But actually not a very bad thing, as False also has ult here, and the only one close to ult in the entire game so far. So things are looking pretty good. If SWOSU can keep this advantage here and find themselves a pretty decent ult here with False, they might be able to swing this around to a last fight with no ults. As you see, False just kind of sitting in main. Oh, gonna be able to get a big pick, but no use of gold? Oh no, that's such a big throw right there. And now they're gonna have to give up point a little bit here, but C's not gonna let that happen. He's just gonna try and walk on them here. And that's gonna be pretty low. Gonna be able to find a Genji pick to even up the fight. And going to speed in on the Soldier, able to find 2 now. C's keeping up the pressure here, just walking it down onto these people. Gonna be able to get Wraith back. And C's at the Lucio's 1, and there we go. C's just keeping up the pressure and able to find the Zarya as well. And another one, C clutching it up right there with the Reaper. And there we go. SWOSU is going to take map 1. Good stuff. That was a really big pick right there from, oh my goodness, from C. I thought the fight was lost whenever False didn't use, but C was like, nah, I can do this. And he got it. Alrighty, first map will go to SWOSU. Now there's going to be some thinking about what to do next on what game mode, and kind of just going to be waiting that out. So I'm just gonna kind of mute up here, and I'll get back to you whenever things start getting interesting again. Hello, and we are back. Looks like they are going to be picking a hybrid. And also, fun fact, I saw these guys ban King's Row. I am actually mad. Bro, it is King's Row, my guy. I am actually so sad. I love Kings Row. I love that map. I would never ban, out of all the hybrid maps, I'd ban Nubani, bro. I'm very happy they didn't pick Nubani because Nubani is a very awful map, and ECU decides to go with Midtown, which I think is perfectly fine for SWOSU. Again, very brawly type map. Not really focusing too much on poke here. I mean, even though we were playing a kind of pokish brawl type comp, well, I don't know. It's kind of weird to really specify what our comp is because you're running both an Ana and Ana Juno, which goes well with both brawl and poke. Well, Juno not so much, but Juno's just really good that you kind of just don't, you know, you don't really care too much about it. But for DPS, with it being Reaper or Ash, Reaper Ash is really just kind of very pokish and brawl heavy, like two different things. And then with the tank being Orisa, which kind of again does both a poke job and also a brawl job. It's kind of like a weird mix of poke and brawl just kind of mixed in together. Which I wouldn't call it. It's not full poke. It's not full brawl. It's kind of like rush, but like weird. Because you do have Juno Ring as speed, so you can rush in and stuff. But like it's not really a full rush comp either, because you have again. Well, technically, I guess you can make up comps however you want to think of them. Like it's all it's all potato. I don't know how you really think about it, because then you can also say, well, Ash Dynamite also initiates rushes because it forces down cooldowns and it allows for pressure for rushdown, or blah, blah, blah. Actually, glasses pointed up. Like, that type of stuff just, once you start getting down to the nitty-gritty of things, anything could be any comp, really, if you get down to it. Besides Torb, he's every comp in one character. That's why Torb is broken. Virus would agree. Torb is broken. I'm pretty sure it's his highest win percent this season. Is it? Say if I'm wrong. But we're gonna be seeing defense first coming out from SWOSU. Honestly, I would always take defense first. I'd rather have a bad defense than a bad offense. Because whenever you're playing a bad defense, you can always say, okay, at least I stopped them to a certain point, so that way they only have so much, we can make it to there. Whereas if you have a bad offense, then you're like, okay, we have to stop them from going to this place, and it adds more pressure onto that. So I feel like the uphill battle is a little bit better to look at. And we're going to see C going to be playing the Mei here, which is a little bit different. But just kind of waiting for the wall here as C Falls just kind of doing his usual thing with Orisa, just poking. Just kind of chilling here. Does see the knife, but not going to be able to get the wall off. Just chilling here. Not really too much going on here. Going to get a nice spear onto there. Oh, but going to get the pull down on to C. Going to try and get a wall off. And honestly, if I was C, I'd just rotate back. Woo! There we go. A random headshot. Just going to be able to take that guy out. That's going to be big. But Rek is going to go down. No, he lives. Oh, my goodness, Rek. Rek barely living right there. Holy crap. And now we see as well just kind of Nor just sitting over here on the left side, which is a really good spot, in my opinion, for Ana, especially in this case. You kind of just want to sit back here and chill, look for nades. As there's not really too many better angles to get here with Ana. Also, a big dynamite coming out there from Rek. Going to be able to put some pressure on this. And Genji has no abilities, but decides to back off instead of challenge that. And Soldier going to be on the right side. Oh, going to have to watch out. Going to get hooked. He has a big dynamite potential here, but doesn't really need it, as he's going to be able to find one onto the Ana. And there's going to be a big orbital, actually, coming out from from, oh my goodness, from Sphinx. But that's also going to be a very big JQ ult, but they are able to live it, not fully though, as Rek is going to go down, but Sphinx going to go down as well, as now False is just down to himself. We'll see if he can get a kill. But the Nano is just going to run out just in time, as that's going to be first point. Going to be going to ECU. Oh, man. The ult usage there was actually, dang, how did they lose that? That was three ults committed from SWOSU's side, and only one ult committed from ECU, with it being Junker Queen. And not going to be able to find the, just not going to be able to find the win. That's actually very tragic. And also at this range, Ashe is not going to be able to poke out that as much, but going to be able to back off just a little bit as he keeps getting knifed. But we do see ults coming up here for SWOSU, but same thing for ECU. ECU having a lot of ults, a good right click there, and now maybe a big punish onto the JQ, but that's also Blade coming up from the top. Going to be able to take down one. Going to have to speed him out. Oh, but he's not going to be able to make it. Are they going to be able to get out of this too? As C is in a little bit of a sticky situation here, as he doesn't have wall, but does get a headshot. Going to be able to force him off. And Rek used Bob? When did he use Bob? I guess it was during the Genji, so. But you do have Blizz, and they're down to only 2 ults. There's one. Oh, and there we go. Let's see how he's going to be able to use the ult here. And that's going to be a big freeze. Rek able to find one, but going to go down. Tries to find one here onto this Genji. Try to block off the soldier, but not going to be able to get it in time, as C and False are going to be going down, and Nor is going to go down as well. Now on the back foot here, 4 minutes left on to this point. How are they going to do this? They do have both Sphinx and Nor ult here, and it looks like Rek and C are going to be swapping to different characters. Rek going to be taking over for the Mei, and C going to be taking over for the Reaper now. Again, this is just going to be throwing out poke shots. We're going to see C going to be teleporting up top, putting on pressure onto this soldier here. Going to get slept, but going to be able to Wraith out. Big Wraith. Going to be kind of waiting, going to try and force out that wall, but again, no wall, going to be able to really get too much there. But does get a headshot onto it, and Nor going to be able to get a big nade. And now we're going to see Falls trying to walk in on that, but they might be able to find this Ana right here, actually. That'd be a big pick if they can find this Ana. Ana on Rek. And there we go, C going to be able to clean it up. That's going to be a big stagger, as Ana's going to be spawning in late. Going to get them a whole 10 seconds there. And we do see a lot of ults coming up here for SWOSU, actually. We have 3 ults here. But again, it was the 1v3 trade that did end up speaking their demise, so we're going to have to see. Oh, and a big nade! Oh my goodness, that nade was big. And he's going to go in and try and press pressure on it. But not going to be able to get the kill, but just going to keep pressing forward and able to find one. Gonna get the Nano. Oh, but the Nano's a little late. False might going down for that. But still. Oh no, that's a lot of damage. You do see as Nor as well gonna get walked on by the Genji. Now just Rek alone here and going to get staggered as well for that kill. That's not good. And now we're gonna be going here into a near last fight situation. Gonna get a nice spear. But you do have all these ults up for both teams here, so it's going to be a big ult fight to see who can really get the ult off. But C, oh my goodness, that C False is taking a lot of damage. And there we go, it's going to be a good vector. Oh my goodness, good orbital, I mean. But that's going to be a Nano. Might be able to find one here with the orbital, but no, as that's going to be a Nano Blade, and that's just going to be a whole team kill. And now, 1 minute and 50 seconds. All right, this is going to be a very long game here, with the most possible rounds being 4 rounds here, as Hybrid does. Hybrid is, man, how do I say this? Like, if you get a good push on attack and you get that momentum, it's really hard to really snuff the momentum. Because, like, especially with the type of comp that ECU is running, which is just full-on, like, a full-on rush comp, they're really just putting so much pressure onto the front line, onto False, that it's really tough to really get, you know, what you'll call it. It's really tough to really, you know, live, even with characters like Orisa. And now we're going to be seeing some interesting swaps here for both teams, actually. Going to be going over for a Ramatra instead, and going to be going over for False, going to be going over to the D.Va, which I don't know how much False plays D.Va, so this is going to be very interesting, as things are going to be a little bit different. But we're going to have to see. Let's see how these people go. As we see everyone going off on their own adventure. As you see Rec here. No headshot, but does get the body shot. Does assert presence here. And again, going to be able to get another body shot. Now, Rec getting very weak. Not going to be getting any heals, though. So, sad face. You're going to have to be taking yourself some off angles here, buddy, if you want to be getting any damage with Widow here. Got to mix up. And it looks like we're going to be seeing C and everyone going to be trying to push up top here with the D.Va. But D.Va, again, going to be taking some damage. But if you try to... Oh, man, I would defend... I would Matrix all of that. Yeah, nice. Big defense Matrix and also big damage as C is going to be trying to go in, but Rec is going to fall. As Rec is not going to be able to find any picks there with the Widow. And now we're going to see how this goes. Kind of just keeping this damage here, but this is not looking like a winning trade for SWOSU's side, really, as it's just a lot of damage. I mean, you're trading support ults for DPS and tank ult, so that's all really how you think impactful things are. But Rec's able to find one, and going to be a big dive onto the Cassidy. Might be able to find him here. Going to try and put up the heals, and there we go. Going to be able to find one, but that's going to be a Ramatra ult onto the backline, but they're going to be able to get it! And there we go! False going to be able to find a big dive right there, and going to be able to find the kill onto the Ramatra. There we go. Big fight, and Sphinx as well. Going to be using Orbital as well there. And we're going to see. Oh, my goodness. Rec. Just, oh, man. Every single time I think he's about to get a kill, but then he just gets a body shot, and I'm like, oh, man. But now, we're going to see. Going to get the sights. Going to immediately block him off. Just going to wait this. 3, 2, 1. Headshot, come on. Nope, no headshot. And again, no headshot, but C, able to find one. But going to have to back off. There we go, going to be able to take one there. And C might be able to find another, but no, not going to be able to find the kill onto the Soldier there. Soldier getting really weak. But we did commit D.Va ult here. And they are down to support, so feels like False is just going to be walking up here, not going to be using boosters in case he needs to escape. And there we go, going to escape right out there. But C is going to be using Wraith a little early here. And there's a High Noon, going to be able to find one. As we see Rec going to be switching over to the Ashe, able to find one. Oh my goodness, and get a pop headshot onto that guy as False is able to just clean it up. And there we go. Going to get some nice cleanup here. And Rec just going to be able to keep this pressure now onto the Ashe. I think he does a lot better with the Ashe here, as Ashe has a lot more constant pressure with the Dynamite. And also Bob is just a lot better of an ultimate. But you do see C here and Nor both having the ult, but we're going to see how are they going to be able to use this. Blossom is a very interesting ult that you have to really find the perfect timing for to really get. And we're kind of just sitting here at a stalemate as we're kind of just shooting at each other, waiting to figure out who's going to commit first. We see the rotation up top, going to be able to poke out one. And we also have the better poke here with Dynamite, and it looks like False is just going to finally commit. But there's Nano. Nano on both sides. Going to commit, able to find both supports, but going to go down as a trade.
and not going to be able to find there right there. But they're going to be able to find one onto the Ramatra, though. Oh, but they didn't notice the soldier behind. As now Rec is having a little bit of a scramble here. Oh my goodness, the Orbital and the Nano Reaper just not going to be able to swift it up for the Soldier and the Cassidy duo, as they're just going to get shot in the back and not going to be able to notice. Now only one ult on deck for SWOSU here, and some ults coming up soon for ECU. Things are looking pretty dangerous. Ooh, C taking a lot of damage there. But that's a Kiriko without TP, so might be able to find a chance to reset some cooldowns here and find a good time. There's go. There's going to be Bob. Going to accidentally throw the dynamite right there. But that's a pretty well-placed Bob, as we're going to see Fall's going to be able to dive in with D.Va, able to find one pick onto the Juno. That's not going to be a Juno ult for them, so they might be able to get this point, and there we go! They're going to be able to get the point. Nice. Good stuff. And a very big influential pick right there, getting the pick on to the Juno right there. If they didn't get that pick on the Juno, that fight could have been lost, as Orbital is a very impactful ult. But now we're going to see 2 minutes and 40 seconds on the clock, a whole minute ahead right now for the time they need to beat. And now they're going to just kind of be waiting around here. Finds a headshot. Not going to be able to finish the kill, though, but gets a big dynamite onto the backline. And that's a big right-click coming out from Sphinx. And there we go. We're going to see C's going to walk in on it. A big dynamite and a big right-click, and C's going to be able to clean up the kill. And there we go, and that's going to be a team kill for SWOSU. A big cleanup right there. And again, they still have Orbital, but now we're getting up so close that it's not even going to really matter too much here, as picks are really just happening one by one. 1 minute 56. They commit the Orbital, but what other ults are they going to commit? There's the Visor. And now we're going to see C's going to try and get out of there as fast as he can. If he's going to be able to get out, and they do, they're able to fully disengage on that. But Rec is going to sadly go down there as he gets caught up top. Still a pretty good ult from ECU side, but that's 2 ults committed, and that's 2 ults that they do not have for this next fight. So now it is going to be up to y'all if they can do this. Going to use Wraith early, and that's going to be a DMAC, and no bomb! That's going to be no bomb coming out from False there. Oh, that's a really bad. Now going to be going down to the last minute. If you can have yourself any time on the clock, you'll always gain a minute time. But here's the thing. If they go into overtime, they won't have any extra time for themselves to have a fourth round. So they need to get a fight won in these next 56 seconds. If they can find this, they will have themselves another chance to win this game. There we go. Going to be getting big dynamite onto the back line. They do have Bob. They could trade Bobs here, but we're going to have to see. Just noticing this Brig on the top. As we see C with no Wraith in a little bit of a particular spot here. As False as well. Going to be just walking forward. You have to be committed. You have to take these fights quick now. But Rec going to be able to find the one pick on to the Ashe. And now they have to just go. They have to go. If they don't go, there we go. There's going to be Bob. Going to try and ult, but going to try and just push him into the corner here. There we go. There's going to be an ult committed from their Ramatra here, as we're going to see a dive onto it. 10 seconds left, 11 seconds left. If they do not get this, if they get OT, they will not be able to do it. And they get it right before OT hits. They have themselves a 4th round. This is still possible. 1 minute to 2:42. This is going to be very interesting. Ah, man. I don't really know what to really do here, because if you find yourself getting heck, you might just be better off trying to find your way to draw this game out. If you can draw this is probably the best scenario you can probably get here. 2 minutes and 42 seconds. SWOSU going to be on attacking side first. I feel like in these OT situations, it is this is way too much in SWOSU's disadvantage right here. If SWOSU doesn't get themselves in an amazing attack side. It is going to be next to impossible to find themselves a win here. They have to break through this defense that ECU is putting up. They have to go quick, they have to go fast, and they have to kill. If they do not, then they're not going to be able to get themselves any opportunity on defense. But we're going to have to see how things are going to go here. We're going to be going into the Reaper May this time instead of the Reaper Ash. As we see here, going to be putting down the ring early, which is a big ring. Going to get a nice wall onto the Orisa. That's a really big wall, and that's going to force out a lot of cooldowns. But C is in the middle of everything. But that's a dead soldier. That's a really big pick. As well. Just going to get another wall off. Getting as much damage as you can. A nice headshot, double headshot onto the Orisa. But, oh my goodness, that's going to be a big pick onto Sphinx, though. And now, but we're going to be seeing another big wall onto the Orisa. If they can find this pick here, it'd be so big. They're going to force out the Orisa, though. This is really big. 63%. But there is a Moira in the background. Oh, and there's no... Oh, no. They're going to be able to get one tick, but that's going to be it for the round right there. Oh, my goodness. That was a really influential pick onto the soldier, but they just couldn't find the cleanup onto the back line. That's the problem with this type of comp is everyone ends up shooting the Orisa instead of focusing on the back line. But you got yourself a tick, which you would have gotten that anyways, but you now have a little bit % more than a tick. Just having that extra % more could be very big because it gives you a chance. But even then, over 2.5 minutes is going to be a very tough situation for SWOSU. Alrighty. And we also see Rec deciding to go to the Ashe this time, which I think Ashe is perfectly fine. I think Ashe is a lot better for this type of situation than, May. Even though May has a lot more of a, has a really good ult and really good kit, I feel like in this situation it is very, what you would call it? I feel like it is very important to have, oh my god. I can't speak. It's very important to have consistency with Ashe and also Dynamite. Gosh, I can't speak. Anyways, going into this round, 2 minutes and 30 seconds left. I'm just rambling. I don't know what I was talking about. I zoned out. But anyways, going to an Orisa 1v1 here. As they're going to see a full rotation around right side here. This could be a pretty big chance as that's going to be a big opportunity for a nice nade there onto the Orisa. Going to be using gold here to counteract, so he can just stay within. Going to be able to cancel spear there. That's a really good cancel, but oh, that's going to be a big pick on the Wreck, though. That's going to be very difficult to really come back from. C going to have to back off with Wraith, and now he's just kind of stuck out in the open as he tries to go for the soldier, but doesn't fully commit, and False is going to fall for that. A TP on the point, tries to find any pick here, and that's not going to be it. As we see, Rec going to be able to go onto point, but it's only so much. And now it's just up to Rec, and that's going to be game 2 going to ECU. Man. Still, very good game. Getting it down to the last few stuff here. This is a very big Dynamite and right click from Rec and Sphinx here. Very good stuff. That's what I like to see. All right, I guess I will be going back to intermission until things get ready. Never mind. I immediately saw that and I was like, okay, never mind. I guess we're sitting back down. From how long it took last time to pick stuff, I was like, okay, things are going to be a little bit different. So, and we're going to be seeing Juicy going to be going in for this next map. It's going to be very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. Oh, going to be picking Coliseo. Big stuff. No. Oh, there was a ban. Oh, New Queens. Bruh. Da, da, da. Oh man, what the heck? Oh, bruh. All right, I thought they were doing different things. I'm so confused now. I'm so confused. Alrighty, looks like we're going to be getting in. Alrighty. Alright, I gotta lock it in. Game 3. 1-1 for SWOSU. And I don't know which side blue spawns on. Wait. Blue spawns on... Wait, it doesn't tell me here. Bruh. I hate this game. Okay, so it is that side. Oh yeah. Man, alright. If anyone watches the stream right now, just ignore that. Colosseo. Very interesting map. I think out of all the push maps, I think it's the best because of how diverse it is, really, and how it plays with Brawl, and also I just love Brawl, and you can even run dive on this map or rush. Heck, even during some points, I'm pretty sure you could even run poke on it. But as I was talking about dive, looks like we're seeing a Doomfist here, and now we're gonna be seeing Juicy on the tank instead. And look at that, Juicy going to be using gold in order to get out of there. But that is a cooldown. Going to try and push the Doomfist. Going to get a nice spear. Going to cancel out of that block. You have to watch out, as there is a Junkrat doing a lot of damage right now. But we do see C on the side, just kind of putting on pressure. But nothing really much happening right now. They're trying to just trading back and forth, waiting for a pick to happen, or some pretty good damage to come out here. And if anything, it's just very even so far. And just waiting for someone to hit a hit. But there we go. C is going to get picked first. That's going to be the first pick. Can SWOSU find any picks of their own here? It's looking pretty tough, as not really too much has been going on here. But they are going to be down 1. And they're going to force out Immortality Field, actually. That's actually pretty big. And just going to be keeping up that damage. And Rec, again, just kind of racking up damage here early. Maybe find a big dynamite here. No dynamite. Looking around, but no one's going to be there. As we see C going on a little bit of a flank here. And there we go. There's going to be Orbital. So there we go. Maybe you'll find one pick here. There we go. Finds one. But that's going to be a use of Orbital, and they only find one pick. That's not going to be very good. They need to start finding these picks here soon. Rec needs to lock in or something. Oh, big sleep. There we go. There we go. That's what we need to see. A big sleep coming out there from Nor. And now they're going to be able to take as much space as they really want here. But again, that was a whole minute and a half of just people shooting at each other. A second. All right. But you do have pretty even ults for the most part on both sides. Do see the satellite vector coming out now, but Rec going to barely live it. Going to throw down Bob in order to stall point. And we do see C. Oh, that's going to be a land onto him, but maybe the Bob is going to be able to find a kill. No Bob kill. That's going to be very unfortunate. But still, just keeping this fight alive long enough as you can as you wait for Rec to come back. It's really big. Oh, there you go. There's going to be one. Just going to immediately try to escape and get out of there. Just going to say the nope and get out of there. Going to be losing a pretty decent amount of ground, but nice spear. Going to be able to stop the punch. Oh, but there's going to be Orbital. Now you got to be looking out for this tire, but there we go. Going to be able to take out the tire. That's going to be pretty big. As you see, C going to be walking in onto, oh, but not going to be able to go into the room. But maybe Juicy will go for it. Oh, barely misses it. But maybe finds the Junkrat here instead. Big trade still, but they're going to Bob instead. Right back. And now Juicy's in a pretty bad situation here, but going to get the nano to keep him up. Now Juicy just needs to live. They're going to try and nano him. Not nano him, just keep him up as much as he can. It's going to be a punch, but the Doomfist is going to miss. Kind of in a weird, awkward spot here if he can find the kill. And Juicy is really running it down. Gonna get a nice spear there as well. As you see, and Rack gonna be able to find 2. Gonna try and push this. Juicy gonna be able to finish it off. Finally able to find some picks here. It's been kind of a tough fight so far, as both teams haven't really been able to find those picks that they've really been needing. But it's kind of just been slowly but surely going more and more into SWOSU's favor, as both ECU has just not been able to find their picks with their ults either. Gonna be a big right click, but not gonna be enough to kill. Gonna be able to get second spawn. Gonna be switching over to the Sigma here. Oh, but C's gonna go down from the Junkrat. That's gonna be very, very hard for this fight. But Rek gonna be able to even it up by getting 1. Maybe able to find another pick here. Gonna even it up again. And maybe if we can find a push in here with Juicy. And there we go. There's gonna be Orbital. And gonna be able to throw down Bob. This should be a dead Sigma here. And there we go. Sigma gonna go down. And there we go. A very big Bob and Orbital from Sphinx and Rek there. But now, gonna be able to get a lot of stuff here. Gonna have to watch out though. Do have both Juicy and C's ults here, but we do see both support ults coming up for ECU. So how are they going to approach this? Looks like they're just kind of bunkering here, just gonna kind of wait here, wait for them to press ult, and just kind of chilling. But Nor's gonna go down there. That's not gonna be very good, as we see. But might be able to stall out this fight a little bit longer. Rek gonna go down as well, and that's gonna be an ult on to Juicy. And now C's going to have to try and see if he can get out of here. That's a miss hit from no. And he barely gets out. Woo! Barely able to get out in time. Now, only having to use Junkrat ult there, but still, now this is just going to be a big ult battle now, as they're going to be meeting in the middle. Gonna get a big dynamite onto him. Gonna try and push him in. Not gonna be able to get the kill, as Nor's gonna go down again. And so with Rek, they're gonna try and orbital back to see if they can fight this. But no. Not going to be able to find it, as they're now just going to have to fully evacuate and see if they can get out as fast as they can and try and speed ring out. And Sphinx is in a little bit of a bad spot here, as Sphinx is kind of just stuck there, but they might be able to push up far enough to let Sphinx go. Gonna destroy trap, and there we go. Sphinx is going to be able to get out. Now been holding on to this Orisa ult for 5 generations. We're going to see if he might be able to use it. Heck, pressing. Oh, but C's going to go down. And Rek, both DPS are going to be falling here. And that's going to have to be a fight. You're not going to really be able to commit too much now, too. You're going to have to be very wary now, as things are switching a little bit more into ECU's favor. Now does have Graphitic Flux and Baptiste ult. Same, but you do have ults coming up for both teams now here with SWOSU. Now we're going to see if they can find themselves a push here. There we go. There's going to be window. And there we go. Going to be able to find it. Boom! Big damage. Able to find 1. Just melee. Oh no, they didn't melee him. Oh my gosh. But there we go. Still going to be able to get that and just stop the push right there. Team kill. A nice team kill coming out from SWOSU. That's what we like to see. Only using 1 ult 2 to counteract the Baptiste, and they might be able to get this second spawn out of the way if they just push this cart here. Here we go. Robot is now pushing the main. Now you're going to be looking out for stuff. Oh, that's going to be Spear. Do they use Graphitic Flux? No, they decide to keep it. Things are looking pretty intense. There's ult. Oh, but he misses it. And there we go. Oh, but that's going to be a big tire on top of that. But C is going to try and put some pressure on it. Oh, Bob in the back. I think Juicy still dies here, actually. Oh, no, he lives. Wow. Just barely going to be able to get out of there. But now you do have Sphinx ult for this fight, and C still having his ult. Gonna see if he can find anything here soon. Right, gonna be able to find some damage, but Juicy going to get stunned. Looking like a stitchy situation, but there we go. C able to find 2-3. Big ult from C. Now it's just gonna be a Bob, just trying to push him off so he can get some stuff here. Alrighty. Now you only have 2 ults here, both being orbital. We're going to see it's going to be a battle for the orbitals here. We're going to see how this fight is going to go. As they're already here, C taking an off angle here. There we go, there's first one. Are they going to use their own? There we go. Orbital right back. That's going to be a big anti. One going to go down, but we're going to see. Trying to push here. They aren't down Immortality Field. And they're down to Junkrat, going to be able to even up the fight. And we do see Juicy with... Oh no! Juicy, use your ult! No! Oh my gosh, man, I swear, bro. But this is in the last few seconds. This, if they can restabilize, they might be able to clutch this back up. Nora and everyone going to be able to fully escape, maybe? Yes, they're able to get the full escape. Now, this is going to be very important here. Any pick here really matters, as this is going to be last fight situation here. Oh, but C is a little bit too in, as they're going to be able to take down Immortality Field, but Nora's going to go down. They're going to be able to find the Baptiste, though. But this is going to be... Oh, but they're able to find a Junkrat trade as well. Just use your freaking ultimates, oh my god! Just use them! Use them! Use your ultimates, oh my god! Where's the ultimate? Where is it? Oh my gosh, this is looking like a very big scrabble here, as there is no ultimates coming out from Juicy, as there is just nothing here, but they somehow make it. I don't know how this man did not own once against this man who is sitting there at 1 HP, but they somehow did it. I do not understand, but they won anyway, so that's whatever. Oh my gosh, this is some of the most infuriating gameplay I've been watching all day, but they still win, going up 2-1. Like, look at this. Oh my gosh, Juicy. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh. Oh my god. Oh boy. Dude, if it's me right there, I pop ult, I get 3, we win fight. Easy. I just, oh my god. Juicy, fun fact. Ultimate goes through shield. Fun fact. Oh my gosh, dude. Oh my gosh. I got a light head after that one. I'm lightheaded now. That's, oh my gosh. Oh, man. I don't get it. I don't get it. Anyways, we won. Good stuff. Very good stuff. Now going up 2-1. 1 game away from taking their first dub, I think. I think this might be their first dub if they pick this up in Saravasa. Oh, my lord. Okay, but it looks like Saravasa probably going to be running the same comp as usual. I wonder what ECU is going to be doing, because they had a Sigma comp going there on the second half of Colosseo, and it was looking pretty good. So I wonder if they can maybe... Like, they were able to push SWOSU all the way back very, very well with the Sigma comp. So I wonder if they're going to try and commit to that, or they're going to be going back to their traditional, like, Brawl type comp. We will have to see. We will have to see. Looks like we are getting in. All right. Let's get into game number 4. Sura Vasa, baby. Why are we on this point? This is the point we're talking about. The point that everyone starts on. Gonna be very, very interesting to see how things are gonna go. As again, these types of maps are the maps that really really set the stage for how the rest of this is going to go. Game 4 situation. SWOSU up, ECU down. I wonder how are they going to combat SWOSU here, or if they're going to be switching things up. And from the looks of it, it looks like they are. We're going to see how SWOSU is going to have to deal with this. Get ourselves a speed boost out of spawn. Throw down the ring. I'm going to see the Ash coming out. Big dynamite. Going to be able to find 2 with that. Nice headshot as well. Going to get an easy 19%. See here, kind of just getting out your pokes and stuff. And there's going to be a Zarya. Just going to walk down main. And point is going to now unlock, as now it's going to be a fight for the point. And SWOSU is already demanding the point right now. And it looks like they're going to be able to get it first cap. Look at that. And also going to be able to get them down pretty weak, as we see Rek just holding this high ground here. Kind of stopping them from really doing too much. Oh, but going to get bubbled, and that's going to be a triple headshot to the head. But they might be able to find this pick here onto the Zarya, and that's going to be a big pick. There we go. That's going to be no Zarya, and that's going to be a dead Juno as well. Going to try and walk onto this Lifeweaver now, as Lifeweaver is going to get put onto the high ground. Not going to be able to contest that too much, so he tries to go for the Genji. And the Genji getting pretty weak, but Lifeweaver going to be able to get out as well. 54% from one fight is actually insane. So 60%, now we're getting into a second fight here, and possibly last fight for the point, depending on how this goes. As you see a rush down mid, just going to try and instantly push in onto C, but they're locking this down pretty well. But Orbital is going to be coming up here for ECU. They're going to try and push up top, and that's going to be a big pick onto the Reaper. Now 92, but that's going to be first ult coming out. That's going to be a big anti, though, and going to be able to find 1, 2, 3, and maybe find a cleanup here. But they get first point. They decide to not go for the cleanup. All right, and next point is now unlocked, as they're going to be rushing over here. Going to see how are they going to be able to do this. They have all ults on deck here, so this is going to be very advantageous for SWOSU. So we're going to see how this is going to go. We're going to see a Genji go in. Oh, but Nor's going to get picked, and that's going to be Satellite as well coming out. Ooh! But an Orbital as well coming out. Just going to reverse Orbital right back at him. But Genji's going to be able to find another, and that's going to be in 2 picks, 3 picks. Oh my goodness, the Bob might be able to find 1, but this is going to be a total win for, oh my goodness. That's going to be a total win for ECU. That pick onto Nor was very big, and now Sphinx going to be going over to the Brig this time. Going to try and help Nor out as much as she can, and now we're going to see how this goes. Nor, actually, with them not running any SWOSU, Nor might be able to find herself a big nade here if she can. And also with Nano, might be able to find herself a good engage here. So let's see here. Everyone just kind of taking up some damage. Notice there's a Reaper in the back. But Rek able to find 1. That's big. That's a big pick. Might be able to find another. But C is going to be able to find 1 as well onto the Reaper. That's going to be 2 big picks. That's already going to be basically a win for the point. Going to be just doing some cleanup here. Just going to walk. There we go. Some easy walk. Going to be able to find 1. Not going to be able to find onto the Orisa, though. But still going to be able to get all of that damage and build up all that ult charge now. So now we have Nano and Orisa and Reaper. This is looking pretty good. Oh, gonna have to back up there. But we do see here. Oh, Juicy's gonna be going on for the big flank though. If he's gonna be able to get it, but C's gonna go down first before he can even get in there. Oh my goodness, you really should have used your spin earlier. Oh, and that's gonna be Orisa ult, and that's gonna be it. That's gonna be the swap of the point. Not gonna commit. That's actually very smart there as Juicy. All right, Juicy, whenever you watch this back, use your abilities more to engage right there. You can live. But now we're going to be going over to the next point. But looking like it's pretty even on percentage so far for ults here. Nor going to be down though, as she's going to be switching over to the Juno. Spear going to be eaten up. Now going to have to watch out here as Juicy is a little separated. Going to be able to back up though. But now C's in the middle of it. Might be able to find one. Able to find one. Might be able to find two. There we go. Two big picks. Two amazing picks. But that's going to be a kill. And this Genji as well, just running around. They just need a cap point. If they can find themselves the point here, this is going to be very big. Not going to be able to finish the Genji is tough, but that's fine if you can get the point first, as now they're going to have to take themselves a quick fight here, as Sphinx is going to be running back from spawn. But does have rally and also have ult. But that's Satellite Vector. You got to watch out. And he's just going to bob. There we go. Bob on point. Just going to throw it. Able to find one. And Bob is going to be very big here. This is in a very good spot. Able to shut down a lot of stuff going on here. But, oh, the Genji's going to be able to find that there. Oh, and they're going to commit more ult to keep that there. 51% on the flip. Not too bad. Sphinx going to be going over to the Moira. Wow, okay. They're not really finding an answer to this Genji, so they decide to just go a little bit more of a pick to deal with it just passively. But now going to be coming up here on both Orisa ults here now. Going to see who's going to be able to use their ults more aggressively here. As the Reaper is going to be able to teleport out. And it looks like he's going to try and go in. Going to be able to find all 5 of them. But you need to harden up. And there we go. There's Orbital. That's really big. But that's going to be a pick on 2C as well. But they might be able to still get it if they could just get enough damage off onto this Orisa. But the Orisa's getting so low, but they're just not going to be able to commit as there's no DPS pressure there as both C and Rek are dead. But this is looking pretty tough as that's just going to be basically cleanup now as there's not going to just be enough damage as both Rek and C were just falling down that fight. And that's going to also be a dead C and Rek here. Why are you going back, Rek? You are 8 HP. You are dead. Never mind. Well, 1 to 2. They need to find themselves an answer here. And quick. And it looks like the Mei is going to be the answer here. All right. Now going to be going over to point number 4. And now going to be having the Reaper online is nice, and with the Coalescence in the background, going to be a nice thing to have, but Orbital and Blade are going to be coming up for ECU, so this is looking like an already disadvantaged state as ECU is already having the point here. So now they're going to try and speed ring. Might be able to find a teleport in the back line here. Just going to teleport straight into the middle of a point and just go for it. Going to speed in, but going to die for it as that's a little bit too... Oh my gosh, though! Rek able to find a big pick right there. That might actually help save them a lot here. But Juicy not going to be able to find anything still. This Juicy's just having a trouble time killing right now. That's going to be a big Orisa ult, as Orisa's going to find one. And after that first pick, not going to really find much else. Oh my goodness. But Reaper going to be able to find the pick there, as this is just going to be maybe a stall kind of. Yeah, it's just going to be a big stall, as they're going to have more up in the fight. Oh man, they're just not getting any picks in these fights, man. You have to find picks here. Picks are super important for these team fights, especially when you're running Brawl. Brawl needs picks. You need picks. And that big pick on to the Genji there was really influential, but they just couldn't really do anything after it. Now walking into this point with more ults here, they might be able to find themselves a better fight here. But you got to be conservative, as if you lose this point ever again, you will lose it for the entirety of, you will lose the entire game. And that's going to be an orbital onto point, forcing them completely off of it. And there we go. Now you need to not lose the point for the rest of the game. And there we go. There's going to be a big freeze. But one going to go down right before, and Wreck not going to be able to use So Freeze. But that might be a big ult. Oh, but just barely not going to be able to get it, as that's going to be it. Able to find a Moira on the way out, though. But they have only 85%, 5 seconds to touch this point. It's going to be up to Wreck to just find a touch here. Gonna try and get as little damage as he can. Gonna be able to teleport onto point. Gonna have to recall instantly. And he's not gonna be able to touch in time. He able to get one touch. But this is just gonna be stagger after staggers. There's not really much else, as that's gonna be ults popped from ECU. And that's going to be game number 4 going to ECU. Now we are going to game number 5. Gonna be the last map is going to be Escort. Oh boy. Oh, and here we go. We're going to be getting into it. Holy moly, guacamole. Things be taking a minute, but we're finally getting to it. This is Game 5, people. This is going to be the last game of the night. And we're going to see how does SWOSU deal with this map. I don't know. I haven't really seen too much of this map, so from SWOSU's side, at least. I know this map is very poke heavy, so this is going to be a very interesting map to see how they deal with this. As yep, they're going to be going on to the Sigma. I don't know how much they've played with the Sigma because I don't know how this is going to go. As this map is basically Hit Scan City, it is the poke map of all poke maps, in my personal opinion. I think Circuit and Junker are really the first points of a lot of escort maps are always very sniper heavy, especially and third points, of course. You know, that's just how escort really works. But I feel like Circuit allows for a lot of opportunities for Hit Scan to really just shine that some escort maps don't. But let's get it. Game 5, and we see C and Rec going to be going onto the Cass and Ash. Going to just be poking away from here. Perfect spot. Just keeping that distance. Keeping that perfect distance. That's all you need. Oh, does it see the Widow? And the Widow's going to be going up top. And there we go. There's going to be a shield. Big shield. And they're going to try and walk on him. Going to try and eat. And there we go. Going to rotate to the bottom. And Nora going to be able to find one onto the Genji, but Rec going to be able to take down by the Widow. Oh, there's going to be gold and spin out from the Orisa. Going to place the shield a little bit farther ahead. Oh, but the Widow just drops. Going to try and take that back. Ooh, getting really low, but going to barely be able to get out of that. Going to just put up a shield in front. Going to get a nice rock onto the Orisa. But now you have no cooldowns, and you are going to be left out into the dust. And now Rec deciding to go onto the Widow here. Waiting for the Widow to peek. Going to whip. Find a body shot there. Oh, no, this is not looking like a good start to this. As now C is going to go down as well. Tries to find the headshot, but not going to be able to find the headshot. And that's going to be a Genji onto him as well. Yeah, this is going to be very tough, as now you're going to be forcing Rec onto Widow instead of the Ashe. And I don't know. I just feel like at this point, if you're going to be playing this type of comp, like you're going to really have to focus on... It's really just going to be pick central. Instead of trying to fight the Widow, you're really just going to have to go for the counter play. Counter Widow is a lot better than trying to fight the 1v1, especially in this type of situation where you're running a poke comp. So we're going to see Rec going to be going over to the Sombra. Going to be able to get a nice nice virus. But the Genji going to try and focus him down. And that's going to be everyone going to be looking at him. But does that mean they're going to be able to get the pick onto the Orisa? No! Rec did all of that and not going to be able to get the pick is so unfortunate. Oh, and he's going to die for that. No, but he gets the nano off. That's pretty big. Going to get a nice nano. And that's without a spear. He's just going to be able to walk. No, but he misses! Oh no! A big miss coming out there. And now they're just gonna have to wait this out, as Juicy's going to fall now. They do have Deadeye, and now Rec is also caught out as well. Oh my goodness, Juicy. That was very, very unfortunate, as now things are looking pretty bad, as now they're gonna be going down 4 minutes. Deciding, instead of going for the poke, going to decide to go for the counterplay here. Perfectly fine. And now we're going to be seeing Rec going to be going still onto the Sombra. Again, Sombra just really just going to try and hold down this Widow if they can, but the Widow's kind of playing very close, very close. Just going to be able to find the random hit from that. Oh, going to run into the thing as well. You really just need to be playing a little bit farther back, Rec, and that's going to be Rec going down there. And they're immediately as well going to be swapping over to the Ramatra to counter the Zarya. But not really doing too bad here, as you have 56%. There's going to be shooting as much as you can into that. Going to bubble. Get some percent off of that. Going to get 80, but you don't have any more bubbles now. But does have a lot of charge, and that's going to be a pretty big orbital here. Just going to force him back, and that's Ramacha without a form. If he could just walk past it. Oh, and there we go. Nora's going to be able to get the pick onto the Widow there. That's going to be pretty big. As now Rek going to be switching back to the Widow. And now they are going to be switching over to the Sombra instead. Not going to be able to find that. Oh, but gets the wake. Why? No! And that's such a bad wake, but they do see the ante onto the Ramacha, but not going to be able to get into time, but still going to be able to get the kill onto the Genji, though. And now they're just going to be able to walk with all this charge, and that's going to be pretty big. And they could just continue to walk, but they decide to back up instead of pressing the advantage. And there we go, now going to be up. They're going to have 2 ult to 1 here, but Graviton is a pretty big ult to just kind of stop the push. So if they can find themselves a nice grab in the middle here, that'd be very good. And that's going to be a walk on him. And does get the melt! Just going to be able to get a decent trade here, but that's still orbital. And they are up, so he might be able to get a kill here, but no! Just barely running out of ammo! No! The ammo barely running out. Does have grab on deck, but now going to be a very sticky situation here as they're going to have to try and find themselves a touch here. Rek does not have it, but there we go! A big ante onto the background! Going to be pretty good. And they can get themselves a touch here, and they still have grab. Going to be able to find the grab onto 1, and there we go. Going to get a nice wall off 2. Rek going to be going over to the Mei. That grab going to be able to find 1, and that's all you need. And again, Juicy doing a pretty good job here, keeping his charge. Oh, a nice pick with C and Rek there. Or not C and Rek, C and Juicy. Gonna be able to get a nice pick there. But going to have to be careful as now you're going to be running into a very sticky situation here with EMP on the horizon and Bob. You do have Orbital and a big counter, but this is a big wall, actually. They find the pick, and there we go. Going to be able to push back this timer just a little bit more, but there we go. Now EMP is on board, people. We do see 2 ults here for SWOSU, but a big EMP can really shut down this entire thing. So we're going to have to see how SWOSU is going to be able to deal with this interaction. Does find a headshot. Oh, a big pick! Going to be able to stall this fight out even a little bit more. Going to get the quick respawn, though, as that's a feature they added. Now going to quicken up the process a little bit. Going to be able to find 91% though onto freeze. Going to get hacked, but not really a big deal, as there's not really too much to get out of that. Going to get 15% off a bubble. Going to get hacked again, but not really too big of a deal. A big wall, and there we go. Going to be able to get a nice bubble again, and going to get the nano off right before the EMP. And there we go. Going to get a bubble, and they're just going to be able to walk on this. And able to find 1 pick onto the back, but oh, this is a lot of damage. They're going to try and find a bubble, and this is going to be almost full charge, 89% onto this Zarya. If they could just keep Juicy up, this is a full charge Zarya. And there we go, full charge Zarya. Here we go. But they're going to pop down Orbital. Just going to be trying to melt this. Oh my goodness, getting a lot of damage. 86%. Another bubble available now. And 94%. They have grab. This could be a big grab. And there he is. A big grab coming out. It's several people, but they're not going to be able to keep him up long enough to keep it going. Does be able to find a big right click there, but now we're just looking for a stall, and he doesn't get it. He doesn't. Oh no, Rek dying again with, oh no, dying with ice block up, and now going to be going down to 12 seconds. Oh my goodness. After going up 5 minutes in the round, being able to bring it back down to 12 seconds is incredible. And now having a pretty decent amount of momentum here, SWOSU can switch this up real quick. I think they were finding themselves an answer there. They tried Widow, they tried Ashe, they tried Sombra, and it looks like the Mei was the one that did the most. So I think they found their answer on the defense, and now they have their chance to strike back on offense. Oh man, I'm getting like hungry rumbles. Oh my goodness. I really need to go eat after this. Oh boy. All right, and it looks like Juicy is going to be going in on the Sigma here. Rec deciding to opt in for the Widow again. I don't know how this Widow is going to do, as we see C now going to be going over to the Ashe. I don't know how this is going to work unless Rec just had a moment where he switched accounts with Virus. Right now, things are not going to be looking very good unless Rec can pop off. But we're going to see how things go as we start the game out. Does not get a full head, gets the full headshot there, but not going to be able to kill as it's just a little bit too far away. Now going to be rotating up to the high ground. Trying to get yourself a full charge here. Look for a pick. Barely misses, but still going to be able to keep that force. That is big pressure, unironically, just keeping them in the corner. And there we go, Rec able to find the pick. That's what I want to look at. And there we go, pinning down. This is literally just how Widow plays. You just pin them down and then force your team to be able to walk forward. And there we go, a big rock as well. Going to be able to eat a lot there. Going to be able to eat the damage orb as well. Going to try and block off heals there. Does break barrier, but that's not really that bad. Tries to find a rock. Not going to be able to get a big hit, but just kind of just boxing, really. This is some really good boxing from Juicy here. And he's just keeping up all the damage. And there we go. Just going to try and shoot on the back line a little bit, but not enough time as that's going to go down. And there we go. They're going to have to fully reset here unless C somehow lives. Does not make it inside the room and accidentally goes off the other side. Does find a headshot there. Find some damage. And now does have pretty decent ult on board, though. Do have Valk, and you do have Walls coming up soon here, but Orbital is a very big ult, so they are going to have to find a way to counter this. And with the Mercy Pocket onto the Ashe, things could look pretty good here. But they're just kind of playing around here. Not going to be able to find much of that dynamite there. And Rec having to force himself to play low ground here, but this could be a very big flux if they can force out Spear. There's Spear. They do not have any Spear right now. They could go for a flux, but no, decides not to go for the flux. Does get a big anti though. And again, now just kind of waiting this out. Kind of just playing the slow game here. Does not have Spear again, but decides not to use ult again. No Sphere. Rec able to find one. Oh, that's a really big one to find though. And decides to go for the ult. Able to find one. And there we go, able to get one with that. But you do see, and Orisa gets slept from behind. And there we go, they're able to clean it up and find themselves this point here. I don't think there's any way they really find themselves a good contest here. They do not have Bob, but they need a stack point here. If they want to keep this advantage, they are not going to stack point here. Oh my goodness. If they did not, oh my goodness. If that Orisa spawned any earlier, they would have just gotten clapped. But Juicy actually able to find a pick there is actually insane. That's a really good pick. Gonna eat that spear up. Nom nom nom. And just notices that there's a lack of abilities, but there we go. Going to be using Coalescence for this fight. C does have Bob. And now kind of just slowly pushing up with this cart. As we see Juicy just holding the front line here. Being very oppressive presence here in the front. As noticed a little bit in the left. There's Bob. And it looks like Bob is going to get slept. Going to try and bully Bob, but you're not going to be able to kill that Bob that easily. And that's just going to be a big kill run around for this Ashe. And that's just going to be a full team kill for this Ashe. Assault going off right now. But now we're going to see a big hit. 86% coming up on walls still. See if he can find himself a pick. Does have Nano and does have Bob. Getting pretty close. The walls here. Does find a hook shot. No one around close. Not going to be able to find it. See here, just kind of keeping the regular poke here. And are they going to be able to commit any ults here? I would be totally down for a Bob right now. Oh, there's going to be Satellite. Going to be able to put pressure on to that soldier, though. And there we go. There's a Bob down main, and that's going to be pretty big. But that is also a soldier up top. Going to be able to find a visor onto C, and Rec is going to fall to the Orisa. And now Juicy is just stuck in the middle. Does have enough health, though, with both supports on the line. So he's able to keep himself up and alive. But there's only so much you can do here without your DPS online. So you don't want to get too aggressive and die here. But that is all ult coming out from ECU, so there is a big chance for them to swing this back now, and they can find themselves, oh my goodness, but taking a lot of damage right there. No spear, that means he has an ability here. If he wants to, decides again not to use ult here because he doesn't know, I don't think. Not gonna be able to find anyone. And there we go, no spear though. But Assault gonna be able to find 2 right there onto Sphinx and C. And just not gonna be able to find much here with 2 ults committed. And they're just going to fall with no ults committed from ECU. 2 committed from SWOSU. Nothing gained. Now going to be a very tough one as Nor is also going to get staggered there. It's going to be very tough as C is now going to be going to the Sojourn. Things are getting very frustrating here as now ults are back online for ECU and SWOSU is in a very bad position with no momentum on them. They need a pick, they need something, they need to find themselves. Any shift in this momentum would be absolute key right now. A single pick, anything would sway this entire game right now. Tries to find themselves a pick on to the Ashe, but not going to get it just yet. Ashe getting very weak, though. Going to be taking the brunt force there. But that's going to be Bob. And Orisa ult, and that's going to be pick onto Rek. Might be able to live, but no. That's going to be a full hit right there. 10 seconds left. And with no one to touch, there is no way they're going to be able to get themselves a touch here. As now that is 5 seconds left, and there is no time to touch the point. And that is going to be it, as SWOSU sadly loses 3-2. Wow. I'm going to say there's many misplays, there's many things to work on for SWOSU. But overall, still had some amazing plays, still had some amazing games. And still did a really great job taking it all the way to Game 5. But I want to thank you guys all for coming out here and watching. That's going to be it for the week. I don't know if we're going to be doing anything next week because it will be fall break. I think we will still be streaming. But I will not be here for commentary, except for Smash if they do Smash. But yeah, thanks again for coming out here and watching, and we will talk to y'all later.